everybody, welcome to Minty Monday, and that means another Minty TV episode with this guy, Minty. Yep, that's me. I am Minty, and thank you guys for watching today. Today I'm going to talk about something a little controversial. I'm going to talk about Claire's ear piercings and why you should stay the fuck away from them. I get shit all the time from people about this. I tell them all the time, don't go to Claire's, don't go to Claire's. I've been there. I've mistakenly gone through them when I was a kid. Didn't know any better, so I'm trying to give you guys some actual information to make a better choice with yourself, or even worse, your infant child, or a little kid, or a little son, or little daughter. Not to put them in dangerous and harmful way. Essentially, there's two main factors. I'll say three main factors into why you want to stay the hell away from Claire's. The first one is one of, I wouldn't say the most important one, but it's up there, and it's the trauma that using this kind of jewelry and technique to pierce your ear or cartilage causes more damage. Now I'm going to show you a quick example here real quick of why you shouldn't use the piercing gun versus why you should use an actual needle to pierce anything. Check out this example right here. Standard Claire's jewelry. Ooh.
Like your fingers in the way.
Look at that. That's your earlobe. Go to an actual piercing place and use a needle. Watch this. Alright, now that we're back from that example, you guys can see that when you use the regular stud, even though it's got a sharp edge on it, it takes a lot of effort to put it through the glove. And where it's the needle, it goes through a hell of a lot smoother. Now just think if that's your earlobe, or your, even worse, where it's harder, your cartilage. And now you got this person trying to squeeze, and most times you hear horror stories about them missing or having to like clamp again, and then the thing getting stuck. And just think of all that going on your fresh piercing, or your whatever, or your little screaming kid who doesn't want it in the first place, and you're torturing them to do it, doing it and kicking and screaming, and then you're going to wiggle it around and do all this other stuff to it. It's not cool. Whereas if you do go to a proper piercing place where they do legitimate piercings at, you know, your local tattoo shop or piercing studio, it's a lot smoother of a process. It hurts way less, heals way faster, way smoother. Chances are you're going to have way better jewelry, because I hate to tell you, the jewelry you get at Claire's and Walmart and all these little piercing places suck. There's a reason why they give you the piercing for free with the jewelry. It's cheap jewelry, and that leads to other problems. I know a lot of people who are allergic to surgical stainless steel, and they need to go with gold or titanium or this or that, and if it's just plated with it, it's got that surgical stainless steel, which most of it does, that's going to cause allergic reactions and longer healing processes that are just fucked. I mean, it can happen with a normal piercing, but if you take care of it properly, the chances of it happening, because of the less physical trauma, it's going to heal so much smoother. Now, I know I told you guys I quit piercing, but I did it for so long, and I have the knowledge of this. I've done this for years. I've seen it. I've experienced the Claire's piercing. I've experienced the Walmart piercing when I was a kid. It's a terrible idea. Now here's a quick little side note. For those kids, or for you guys who want to eventually like stretch your ears out, kind of like I got here, when it comes to getting a Claire's piercing, one of the biggest problems with jamming that blunt object through is it just takes that skin and pushes it to the side. Versus when you use a needle, it's got that little hollow point in it, and it cuts it and replaces that skin. It takes out that little bit of skin. So now you got that cartilage or scar tissue just pushed to the side, and it grows and it gets hard. So now it comes to stretching your ears, and you want to go bigger. Well, when you do it with a traditional piercing, you don't have as much scar tissue around there because that skin was taken out. You might have a little scar tissue from the actual piercing itself, but it's not going to be a ball of it or bunch of it from when you got it, you know, when that needle or the jeweler went through and just pushed it off to the side. So now you want to stretch your ears, you're going to have all that bad cartilage or all that bad scar tissue that's going to prevent you from stretching it as safely and as healthy as you want to. That's just a quick side note. So now I'm going to get into what I think is, it's kind of two reasons, but it's all in the one, and it's the health and safety of you or your child getting this Claire's piercing. Now you think health and safety. A lot of the health and safety does come after you get it done, but a lot of it comes during the process. Now you got to think, your infant child just sits in that chair, and the person before your infant child has hepatitis or HIV or a number of other bloodborne pathogens, and it gets blood on the counter or gets it on the gun, and it cracks where they can't just wipe it down because they don't sanitize it. They don't sterilize it. They sanitize it by just wiping it down, and they use wipes with no gloves on. By the way, Cavicide, if you use it without gloves and get it on your skin, it causes problems. And you see this in their training video. You can go look again. You can go look at their training video, and you'll kind of see the process that I'm talking about. So now this person before you, your child had hepatitis. Person doesn't clean it off. Person goes to do your new infant child's ear piercing, and somehow gets contact with the hepatitis, and then touches your kid's ear with all the moving and manipulating around. Can essentially give your kid hepatitis or a number of other blood pathogens. And I would also ask your Claire's piercer, do they have a bloodborne pathogen? Do they even know what bloodborne pathogen is and how to spread it? Chances are they don't. You don't need much. I've talked to people who've worked at Claire's over the years, and it's kind of been the same where they forcefully tell you, no matter what, if the parent wants it, you get it done. And they don't give them much training on it whatsoever. There's a reason why when it goes to piercing and tattoos, you get apprenticeships and all this stuff to learn not only the techniques, but the health and safety of it. You're putting your kids at risk, physically, emotionally, mentally, all this. You're putting your kids at risk. Why do it? For a piercing. For a fucking piercing. It's not right. I mean, if your kid gets sick and gets an infection, and I'm not talking bloodborne pain, I'm just talking in general, it's agonizing pain that they don't need to go through. But just think of it. What do you guys think? Do you guys agree with me? Do you think I'm going over the board still? I don't know. I can't stand when I see these people, they go to Claire's and they get it done, and it's just thinking like, think of the trauma that they're doing. They don't even realize that. They think, oh, it's just a piercing. Oh, it's just a piercing. It's just a giant open wound in your body, in your infant child that they got to take care of. And kids are the worst. And shit, adults are even terrible at taking care of this stuff, let alone a kid who doesn't understand the whole process of it. Again, what do you guys think? Am I going over the top? What do you guys think? Are you gonna consider taking your child to Claire's again, or at all, and go to an actual piercing shop? Now, real quick side note, not all shops will do infant child. However, you should call, look at portfolios, ask people, because there are some shops that'll do it, and those shops that'll do it generally have done a bunch of them and have the experience with it. Go talk to them. Let me know what you guys think, guys. Thank you guys for watching. I hope I didn't bore you today and gave you something to think about. Don't go to Claire's. You don't know what's going to really happen in the end. Thanks for watching, you guys. Appreciate it. Push yourselves, and you guys can do it. Do what you want. Have a good one, guys. Thank you. Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's content. Please be sure to follow me on my other social media networks, Artofjaynoska on Facebook, and, guessed it, Artofjaynoska on Instagram. Thanks for watching Minty TV. Means the world. Be sure to subscribe and check out some of my other videos. Means the world to me. Thank you, guys. Have a good one. Push yourselves, and you can do it. Thank you, guys.